welcome to ABC Interactive English. I'm Matt.
And I'm Nina. Today we're doing part 3 of student experiments in space. Have you ever done any cool experiments in school?
Yeah, well, when I think of student experiments, I'm thinking of like the fun ones that you do in elementary school.
Oh yeah, the very small, simple ones that most people have probably tried, right?
Yeah, so one of the ones I really enjoyed is where you make a sugar water concentrate and you can add some food dye and then you stick a string into the sugar water and eventually, after you wait a few days, you'll get sugar crystals forming around the string.
Oh.
And you can actually eat that after.
Oh, that's really cool.
Using a clean string.
Okay, and then there's also a very common one, the volcano eruption, right?
Yes.
Using baking soda and vinegar. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That was always a fun one, and you could even make like a fake volcano so it really looks like a volcano erupting and add some red food coloring so it really gives you that image.
Yes, indeed. And I think the last one on my mind is also the balloon. If you rub it against your hair, then it will create static electricity, and then it can even pick up little pieces of paper.
All right, well, that's very interesting. And I wonder if they're doing experiments like these on the International Space Station.
Probably not, but that is definitely part of a simpler one that we all enjoy doing.
Okay, well, today we've got a dialogue to learn more about these student experiments, so let's take a look.
Sally and Ryder are taking part in a NASA program.
Let's go over the design for our space rover.
Okay. I took out the engine because the power must come from 2 people.
Good. You also made the wheels bigger and wider.
Hello everyone, today we are looking at part 3 of student experiments in space. And today we actually have a dialogue with 2 people talking about these experiments. So Sally and Ryder are taking part in a NASA program.
Okay, so I will be Sally and you can be Ryder. Let's find out what type of project they're working on. Okay, so Sally says, let's go over the design for our space rover. Okay, so that sounds pretty cool. They have like maybe a little robot rover that they would put into space. So they have a design for it. So a design is a plan or drawing of how something will look. For example, I like the design of your dress.
Right, so they're designing a space rover. Yeah, a space rover is usually a little car like the moon rover, or there was the Mars rover. And these are little cars which drive around on a planet or moon and collect things and take pictures and videos and send all that back to Earth. Okay, let's go to Tina now.
Hello, I'm Tina. 我们来看一下刚刚对话里提到的单字跟文法重点。首先来看看单字的部分 Design 名词设计 Bella's dress has a beautiful design Bella 的洋装有很漂亮的设计。我们再来看一下文法重点刚刚对话提到了 Go over 仔细检查。我们来看看这个例句 Please go over your homework before you hand it in 交作业前请仔细检查。接着我们回到课文当中。
All right, we're back, so let's get back to the dialogue. Ryder says, okay, I took out the engine because the power must come from 2 people. Okay, so he has taken out the engine from their rover. So an engine is a machine that converts power into motion. So it converts a fuel, something that is added, maybe like gasoline, or it could be from, burning coal, and it turns that into movement. So a car has an engine where it allows the car to move. It creates turning, which turns the wheels and moves the car.
Okay, so Sally responds, good, you also made the wheels bigger and wider. So Ryder mentioned that they took off the engine because it needs two people to power it. So they don't want the engine, right? They want the people to create that motion. Okay.
So this rover that they are creating is not going to be powered by an engine. It's going to be powered by people. So they'll have to be using their bodies to move this machine in some way to make the rover move.
Indeed. And I guess that's why the wheels bigger and wider would be helpful. All right, now let's learn more about their project after we go to Tina.
我们来看一下刚刚对话里提到的单字 engine 名词引擎 The engine makes the car move fast 引擎让车子跑得很快文法的部分刚刚提到了 take out 取出这是一个可以分开的片语动词我们来看看这个例句 They need to take out the old parts before installing new ones他们需要先取出旧零件才能安装新的 Part 指的是零件 Install 指的是安装接着我们回到课文当中
Alright, so we have learned about how Sally and Ryder are making a rover and that this rover is not powered by an engine because Ryder took that out of their design.
Yes.
And Sally also said that Ryder not only did that, but he also made the wheels bigger and wider.
Yes, I think that will be helpful for the two people that will be making this rover go, right? All right, now let's learn more about it after the break when we get back.
Right. The rover must be able to drive across large rocks, holes, and cracks.
I think our rover can do that.
I hope so, because we need to pass the design review tomorrow.
I know. If we don't pass, we won't move on in the program.
Yeah, and our ideas won't go to space.
Okay, welcome back everyone. So before the break, Sally and Ryder were working on their space rover project and they took out the engine and made the wheels bigger and wider because people are supposed to make it move instead of an engine.
And so Ryder says, right, the rover must be able to drive across large rocks, holes, and cracks. Okay, so that's why wider wheels would make sense because it needs to be able to go over these things, and if the wheels are too small, it would be difficult to go over large rocks.
Yes, and cracks. A crack is a thin break or line in something. So when there's a crack on the floor, you definitely need bigger wheels so you won't get stuck. For example, there's a crack in the glass. Okay, continuing. Sally says, I think our rover can do that. Okay, so the wheels seem to be big enough and wide enough so that she thinks that the rover can go over the big rocks and cracks.
That's right. So Ryder responds, I hope so, because we need to pass the design review tomorrow. All right, so they need to pass a design review.
Pass means to go by or to succeed at something. In this case, it's either a test or a review. For example, I will pass my test tomorrow.
Review in this case is an assessment of something. So someone is taking a look at what they have done and deciding if it's good enough or not good enough and giving them back some information about how their design is. So review, this word means just to look at something again. You might have heard it for reviewing for a test, which means that you are looking again at what you have learned to remember those things. So, but in this case, it's a review that they are going to, so it's someone else looking at what they've done and telling them how good or bad they've done with designing this rover.
Yeah, or if they maybe need to change or improve a couple of things. All right, let's go to Tina and learn more later.
我们来看一下刚刚对话里提到的单字 crack 名词裂缝。There's a crack in the wall. 墙上有一道裂缝。pass 动词通过。Kevin passed the test easily. Kevin 轻松地通过了考试。review 名词审查检查。The building needs a safety review every year. 这座建筑每年都需要进行安全检查。接着我们回到课文当中。
Okay, thank you, Tina. Now let's continue with the dialogue. Sally responds, I know. If we don't pass, we won't move on in the program. So I know as in I know that we need to be ready for our review, right?
Okay, so yeah, they need to pass this review, meaning that someone needs to let them move on and go past this, and also let them, give them a grade to show them that they have done well enough. And then Ryder says, yeah, and our ideas won't go to space.
Yes, that's if they don't pass the review, right? And obviously they put in a lot of work, and it would make sense that that is the goal. And I guess as a student, it would be very exciting to see your ideas make it all the way to space and be actually doing something effective, especially if maybe you dream of becoming an astronaut. You can see part of that dream come true already by just having something you created be in space. Absolutely. All right, let's go to Tina now, and we'll see you in a bit.
我们来看一下刚刚对话里提到的文法 move on 继续到下一个阶段 move 指的是前进移动我们来看看这个例句 After the break, we will move on to the next topic 休息后我们会继续下一个主题接着我们回到课文当中
Okay, so Sally and Ryder worked very hard on their project, the space rover, and hopefully they will pass their review and it will be used in space. All right, so let's review the dialogue again and we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Sally and Ryder are taking part in a NASA program.
Let's go over the design for our space rover.
Okay. I took out the engine because the power must come from 2 people.
Good. You also made the wheels bigger and wider.
Right. The rover must be able to drive across large rocks, holes, and cracks.
I think our rover can do that.
I hope so, because we need to pass the design review tomorrow.
I know. If we don't pass, we won't move on in the program.
Yeah, and our ideas won't go to space.
我们来复习一下这一课的重点单字跟文法。单字的部分 Design 名词设计 Engine 名词引擎Crack 名词裂缝 Pass 动词通过 Review 名词审查检查接着我们来看文法的部分 Go over 仔细检查
Make sure to go over your reports before you turn them in.
报告交出去之前务必要仔细检查一遍 Take out 取出 The workers will take the broken window out today. 工人今天会拆掉损坏的窗户 Move on 继续到下一个阶段 Half of the players didn't move on to the next round. 有一半的选手没有晋级到下一轮比赛以上就是这一课的重点单字跟文法我们下一课再见喽拜拜
A gallery is a space that displays works of art, such as paintings and photographs. Today, we are going to introduce you to the 5 galleries at the 921 Earthquake Museum of Taiwan, a museum dedicated to the 7.3 earthquake that struck the center of Taiwan on September 21st, 1999. Let's walk through the 5 galleries together. The 921 Earthquake Museum of Taiwan shows destroyed classroom buildings and the Celongpu Fault. There are 5 galleries around the sports field. The Celongpu Fault Gallery shows records on fault activity. The Earthquake Engineering Hall shows the destruction caused by the 921 earthquake. The Image Gallery was rebuilt from Wangfu Junior High School's Student Activity Center. The Disaster Prevention Hall teaches people how to be safe during disasters. The Reconstruction Records Hall shows the rebuilding efforts after the 921 earthquake. To save the buildings from more destruction due to the weather, the museum built a cover over the destroyed buildings. The 5 galleries have a one-way route, with the idea that we look to the future and not to the past. Entry to the Reconstruction Records Hall is free. Visitors can buy tickets for the other 4 galleries. Even though the 921 earthquake was a very horrible experience for many in Taiwan, the 921 Earthquake Museum of Taiwan reminds us of our perseverance and ability to move past any obstacle that comes our way. In the midst of disaster, humankind will always find a way to move forward.